as if she would enjoy laying eggs. Now, he doesn't have to think. He knows in his heart that this is the one. Kojo pays for the brown hen and puts her in a wicker basket, so in just a normal little basket. He gently covers the hen with a cloth and lifts the basket onto his head. So that's the image we see right there, okay? We see him walking home with his hen in the book. As he walks home, he dreams about the future and he sees a lot of eggs in it. Eggs to eat, and if he's lucky, eggs that he can sell to buy even more hens. That night, he puts the basket with the hen beside his bed mat to keep it safe. So he's got his chicken. He's hoping that it's a good investment, right? He's sort of hoping that this hen, to use our vocabulary, will prosper, right? Will do a good job, lay a bunch of eggs, and make him successful. So what he does is he puts the hen by his bedside to keep it safe. Sorry, hiccup. Kojo makes a nest for his hen from an old wash powder box and checks it for eggs every day. So a wash powder box, you know, when we do laundry, some people use detergent, they use the liquid detergent, and some of us might have the powder, right? When your maybe mom or dad or grandma does the laundry, and they put the powder and it's like in a box. So basically what they do is he uses that old box and he uses that to make a hen, a nest for his hen. On the first day, when he checks on his hen, there's nothing. But then on the second, there's still nothing. But then he thinks, wait, what is this? In the corner, under some straw, a smooth brown egg is there. Kojo is lucky indeed. His hen does seem to enjoy laying eggs. She lays 5 eggs in the first week. That's a lot of eggs for his first hen, okay? So he hit the jackpot with this one. 5 eggs in the first week. Kojo and his mother eat 1 egg apiece, 2 eggs, and the other 3 he saves for the market on Saturday. On market day, he walks among the stalls of fruit, vegetables, meats, kente cloths. Kente is probably maybe another cultural word, right? Maybe a certain cloth that people from Ghana are known to wear, and calabash bowls, which also sounds like some sort of food that maybe we don't know exactly. We're not familiar with it. Could be another cultural thing. He finds a good place to set down his small basket and call out for customers. Kojo sells 2 eggs to Ma Anchempong, which is one character, and 1 to Ma Duodu, another character. He clutches his egg money tightly so he won't lose it. He is about to pack up his basket and go home when he finds another treasure. Loose grains and bits of fruit fallen on the ground so that he can feed his hen. So loose grains, almost like, granola, what I have here, okay? Let's say, Kojo, you might not be able to see it, but I just dropped it on my computer. Kojo, he finds that, right? And he's like, oh, jackpot. Now I don't have to waste money on selling, buying food for my hen either. Because a hen, like all other animals, you need to feed it. Otherwise, it would die, right? We need to feed our puppies or our kittens. Otherwise, they could get really sick and pass away. So that's what he thinks. He finds leftover grains from the market on the floor, and he thinks, perfect, I can just give this to my hen. So slowly and slowly, Kojo's egg money grows. After 2 months, he saves enough money to pay his mother back for the money she gave him to buy the hen in the first place. In 4 months, he has enough money to buy another hen. Now, Kojo can sell 5 eggs a week, and he and his mother can have more to eat. After 6 months, he buys a third hen, and he and his mother have an egg a day. Kojo is proud of his eggs, and his mother is proud of Kojo. Bit by bit, one small hen is making a big difference. So slowly throughout time, his business is sort of prospering, right? It's taking off. It's becoming a bit more successful, where he's able to not only eat a lot more, and have a lot more food, the eggs, but he's also able to sell a lot more and therefore buy more hens to have even more eggs. So he's really doing a good job. He's a good little businessman, right? So 1 year later, Kojo has built up his flock to 25 hens, okay? So in only a year, he already has 25 chickens. That's a lot of chickens to have to look after, but that's also a lot of eggs. So if one chicken lays 5 eggs, right? And he has 25, 5 times 25, that's 125 eggs in 1 week, okay? Because remember that one chicken laid 5 eggs in 1 week. So in 1 week, from all his chickens, he's probably getting like 125 eggs a week. That's a lot of eggs. So he thinks the sound of chickens clucking and skittering about their enclosure meaning they're in capture, right? Their space that they're in. They're only in this little space, so they're always clucking and making their little noises. He says he thinks that sound is better than the beating of festival drums. But collecting eggs from so many hens is hard work. His speckled hen always tries to hide her eggs. Today, he finds one under a cassava plant. So he's got one mischievous chicken, right? She's always trying to hide her eggs from him. And then his white hen, another mischievous one, is always pecking at him when he checks her nests. Then there is his brown hen with the bright red comb, his first one. She is always his first, she's always been his favorite, and she was his first. She always seems to have a smooth brown egg for him. Selling eggs at the market has given him some savings, so he's been making a lot of money. He's putting some aside. Maybe he will use his egg money to build a fine wooden chicken coop for all of his chickens. Maybe he will buy some things his mother might need, such as a new water bucket and a good knife. Or maybe, and here's another big important event, he can pay for something he's been dreaming of. So now we learn something new about Kojo. He has a dream, and that is to go back to school. He wants to pay his fees and buy his uniform. So remember, we learned early in the story that Kojo wasn't able to attend school, right? Because his father had died and he needed to help his mom around the house and to earn some money. But now we learn that he's always had a dream. He didn't really want to have to quit school. He only did it to help. But his dream is to still go back to school and learn. Your eggs have made us stronger, Kojo says. Oh, your eggs have made us stronger, Kojo, said his mother. Now go to school and learn for the both of us. So his mom knows his dream, and she supports his dream and tells him, don't worry about buying me a knife and a bucket. Don't worry about making a chicken coop. Use that money for what you want to use it for and go back to school. Kojo's uniform feels stiff and new as he walks to school. Here's another big event. So his dream comes true. With each step, his lips move silently, reciting the ABCs and numbers he learned before his father died. In school, Kojo works hard to catch up with other students on reading and spelling and arithmetic. So he's learning all of the things you guys are learning with me and with Miss C. Later, he learns to write essays, solve math, and science problems. And he learns about his country's history, kind of like what we do in social studies, right? We learn about the United States and the history and how it came to be what it is. So that's what he's doing too. He's learning about Ghana, sorry, not Africa. Africa is a continent. And its resources about other countries in Africa and around the world, okay? So he's learning about other countries, and he's also learning about his own. Gianni, do you have a question? I see you have your hand up. No? Okay. There are practical lessons for country life that he learns in school. How to filter drinking water with a cloth to remove parasites. So I can't remember if that was 5A or 5B, but remember in social studies when we were talking about the water that the Native American tribes have, remember, I think it was somebody that said, yeah, you can filter water too. That was a good comment because here we go. Kojo himself in school, he learns how to filter the drinking water with a cloth to remove parasites. What they mean by filtering the water is sometimes when you get water, like let's say from a lake or something, there's some icky stuff in there that you probably aren't supposed to be drinking. So you might have to filter it. And filtering it makes the water safe for you to drink. It doesn't hurt your stomach. So I don't know about you, but when I went to Mexico, when I was a little kid, we were from the rancho, right? My dad's side. So the water there wasn't always clean. So one time I drank the water and my body wasn't really used to it. I was used to, American water. So I got kind of sick. And I thought, maybe I need to drink filtered water only because I'm not used to this water. Maybe if I was born here and I drank it my whole life, maybe it wouldn't be so bad. But since I was used to American filtered water, I had gotten sick, okay? So different water, every country has different forms of water, and every country still has to filter it and clean it just a little bit to make sure that the people don't get sick. So he learned how to do that. He learned how to filter water. He learned how to use chicken manure and compost from garbage to fertilize soil and grow vegetables. Chicken manure is just a fancy word for poop. So he learned how to use chicken poop, which maybe you guys don't even know, but chicken poop, if you put it in the ground, in the dirt, add maybe just a little bit of water, some nutrients, it actually helps plants to grow. Think about it like this: when you feed your chicken nutrients, they keep some of those, but they also poop out some other nutrients, and then those nutrients, if you put them in the ground, that gives the ground nutrients and it helps it to grow. Nutrients just are overall really good for the soil. So that's a fact. The more you know. So he learned how to do that, and that helped him grow vegetables. The lessons Kojo learns help him care for his chickens. So he's learning regular stuff, school stuff that we learn, but he's also learning practical stuff, how to live in the country, okay? How to live in his area of land, things that are beneficial for him, because like we said, right? He's from the area where they don't have a lot of food and stuff. So now that he's learning, maybe he can use the poop from his chickens to make to put in the soil and sort of grow vegetables for him and his village, okay? His dreams then began to grow bigger, but now he sees that he will need even more education to make them come true. So now we're learning something new, something important about Kojo, and that is he has another dream. Kojo studies even harder and wins a scholarship to an agricultural college to learn more about farming. Agricultural college is something that teaches you about the land, okay? It teaches you about how to survive in the land. And in agricultural college, they would probably teach you all about, farming and things like that, about agriculture, okay, about the land. His mother will care for his chickens while he's away. So now we learned that Kojo's going to college, okay? That's a big deal for Kojo, especially because he wasn't in school as a kid. He earned his money through his chickens to go to school, and now he is going to go to college. At college, Kojo's dreams start to take shape. Another new dream of Kojo's, the shape of a farm of his own. So now we end with Kojo having this dream of sort of having his own college. Having his own farm. He wants to eventually grow up to have his own farm. So he's going to go to college to learn more about how he can make his farm successful. Because in school, he already learned how to farm and use chicken poop to grow vegetables. So he just knows that when he goes to college, he's going to learn even more stuff that'll help him make his farm successful, okay? So that is where we're going to finish, and we're going to pick up the next half of the story tomorrow, a little bit more than half. But class is not over. What we're going to do now is I'm going to show you guys what your homework is going to be like, because it's a little bit, it might be difficult. I don't know if it'll be too difficult, but just in case, let's talk about it, okay? So homework time. You guys are going to summarize. And if you don't know what summarize is, it's basically, here it is. It's to tell the important events in a story, okay? I want you to identify the characters. So we met the two big characters, I would say, are Kojo and his mother, right? Those are our two main characters. Kojo being the bigger character. But the mom is mentioned a few times, so I would prefer if you mention her. Sorry about my niece. I want you to talk about the setting, okay? The environment. Remember we talked about the village? He describes it when he's walking through as hot and dusty, right? So he's sort of got an idea about that. And he's a farmer now, and when he begins his chicken coop, so you can talk about that. And then the important events. So we started talking about that. Remember, that's why I wanted you guys to do your note taking. I wanted you to do the best you could to write down the important events, because that's exactly what you're going to do for me for homework. You guys are going to summarize this story. So you don't have to. So for example, let me quickly summarize social studies today, right? So if, let's say, a bro was like, Miss Gomez, I missed social studies. Can you just summarize it for me really quick, what you guys learned? And I'll say, sure, bro. We learned about two new tribes today. We learned about the Penobscot tribe and the Natchez tribe. We learned that, the north and south of the eastern woodlands, the woodlands is a huge area, by the way. That's an important event, right? I would highlight all of the important events. I wouldn't say, we learned that, I don't know. Let me think. All the details I gave you about the north, the eastern woodlands. So let's just look really quickly. Sorry, guys, my brain is scattered right now. Right, so we have like these languages. I didn't really mention that. I said it was a big area, so that's good. That's summarizing. I didn't really go into, this is great for all of this, because when I talk about the tribes, that's exactly what I'm going to get into, okay? So I want you guys to just talk about the main things in the story. So for this, we're going to, you might start with, we meet the character Kojo and his mother, and we learn that, Kojo's dad is dead, so he has to work in his village and help his mother earn money. And then that would be your start, okay? And then you would go on, and then you might say, his village, he lives in Ghana. It's really hot there, and he eventually becomes a farmer, or whatever you want to do, okay? But you have to sort of summarize it, okay? I want you guys to highlight all of the main events. And the way that I set it up was for us to only go through this first half of class. The first half of the story, so that you can start it tonight, because it's not due until Friday, okay? And then tomorrow we will read the second half together. But it's important for you to start tonight, I would assume, just because I don't want you to have to do all of that tomorrow, because the story's long and there's going to be a lot more information. So if you can get down the first half of it and then do the second half, that would probably be smart for you, because we still also have our spelling test on Friday. So tomorrow, I don't want you to have to do too much and summarize the entire story and study for spelling, okay? It's important that you are able to set aside enough time to sort of look over the spelling words every day, okay? So today after class, even make sure you're looking over the spelling words and practicing them for Friday's test. What was I going to say? Also, this is just a quick reminder that your Lit Pro, please, guys, make sure you are logging your reading. Make sure you're doing that. It's important. It's going to count as a grade, okay? It counts as an actual grade. So it's important that you do it. Yeah, so start your summarizing today. You have the story in front of you, so if you have to go back to remember, that's totally fine. Don't copy word for word, please, because it's supposed to be in your own words, okay? You're going to summarize it. Go ahead, Alyssa.
You're still screen sharing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. I'm poor Daniel. He's probably on everybody's screen like this. I meant to stay on this, and does everybody understand the assignment?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Alyssa, if you don't have a question anymore, go ahead and lower your hand. But if you do, then you can go ahead and keep it raised and you can ask it. Like I said, it's due Friday. I really don't, you're going to hurt yourselves if you decide to cram it all in tomorrow, okay? And I know you have social studies today, but social studies is not too difficult, I don't think. So does everybody feel okay? I knew we were probably going to end early anyway. 5A, we move quickly. Even with our delay and our Zoom problem, we still somehow ended with time off. But I kind of expect that from a 5A. We're usually fast. Angela.
If you're attaching like the instructions, I can't see it. It's gonna be all white again.
Okay, so if that is the case, just make sure you send me a chat and I can send it to you personally. I know that you've probably already told me before in the chat, but sometimes a reminder is nice because there's so many students. When I'm combining, 5A and 5B, it's kind of hard for me to keep track of everybody's sort of special circumstances. So I can send it to you, Angela, anytime. I can send it to you. You just got to give me a heads up in the chat just to run.
Okay.
Okay. Does anybody else have anything they need to ask? Okay. Angela, you still have your hand up. I'm assuming that it's just by accident. Yeah. Okay. So we are all good to go. I recorded this session in Teams. Tomorrow, we will just meet in Teams. Okay. I'm not doing Zoom anymore. I will send an email reminder, but please don't ask me tomorrow morning or right before class. Are we doing Zoom? Are we doing? Please remember, we are doing Teams. So Teams is happening tomorrow. Do your homework. Any questions, please feel free to ask. I apologize, 5A, that happened to you guys. That wasn't fair to you guys. So I'm sorry. I hope it didn't, it's disruptive. It's not fair. So have a good day. Please message me, chat me if you have any questions. Good luck with your social studies homework. That is due tomorrow. So this assignment, ELA, is due Friday, but social studies is due tomorrow. Okay, so get that done for tomorrow. Have a good day. And go ahead and you can go ahead and log off. Thank you, Miss Carol, for stepping up and keeping the kids in line. That was a... You're muted. You're muted, Miss Carol. Sorry.
I went to let the dog out. When I came back, I didn't see you, and all I heard was total confusion.
Oh my gosh, you weren't even there when it first.
No, my dog was driving me nuts. He wanted out.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
So I went.
Of course, it happens to us.
But it's, yeah, but that's okay. We got it under control.
Yeah. Yeah. What an end to the day.
What are you drinking?
It's supposedly like a vanilla shake. My doctor helped me. It's
Oh, okay.
more, yeah, it's to get more fiber.
What it looked like was like chicken broth and beef broth, Swanson's. And I thought, how could you drink that?
Oh no. It's like one of those fiber drinks, they're Atkins or something, protein.
Okay.
Yeah. I had
tomorrow I will be with Jess.
Okay.
You need to catch up. I'm on my second bottle of water today.
Yeah, do you see this? Terrible. My doctor, everybody keeps telling me I need to drink more water, so.
Yeah. See, I have to have ice in it. It's got to be really cold.
That's how I prefer it as well. It was cold this morning, but I have to drink coffee in the morning. I just have to.
All right. And then Friday, I have to go to school to meet with Angela.
That's fine. Yeah. You know what? Since the kids are gone, so what I was thinking is this.
Shut the recording off.
Oh yeah. Thank you.